Blessed day, family. Jesse Tree here, wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day. It's a gorgeous morning. Sitting out in the sun. About to be joined my brother Axel, plant-based Leo, and we're gonna have a little conversation about pranic lifestyle, being fathers, and what have you. Hey there, Vibrant Spirit, my brother, and Wayne. Greetings, friends. Good to see you today. Hope you're having a nice morning. And yeah, I've just been connecting out with more and more breatharian practitioners, and this is something my teacher Elitom said years ago, and I'm seeing come to light now. Is this is going to become as wildly popular as veganism is, this breatharian lifestyle, because it's the lifestyle of holistic health and true health. Just honoring the fact that we're electrical beings, and that we are in an electrical universe. We're energy beings in a sea of energy. And as Elitam would say, does a fish know that he's in the water? So, I'm going to talk a little bit about all that stuff. And yeah, it's just nice to connect with community in this way. I think, there's so much going on in the world right now, and we need solutions to our collective problems of, health, environmental health, personal health, economic health, and, there's worry about supply shortages and things like that, and just want to chant about the solutions that there are out there, and share about my path with respect to gardening and this pranic lifestyle, because to me it's this harmonizing of the energies of earth, wind, fire, and water. So he should be joining us any time now. I'm just waiting for him to pop up here. In the meanwhile, how are y'all doing? Oh, here he is. Oh, got friends waving. Yeah, so there's a pranic retreat going on in Sedona right now with my teacher and my Elitom and my friend Shayna Dean. Some other good friends like Jerome Shaw are out there. And hey, there's my buddy. Hey, you got a request to join, Axel. Should prompt you for that. Let me know if it don't work. Yeah, but so the basis of this thing is, diet is one small tiny part. There's the more important parts are gonna be practices that almost all of you I know are doing right now. Things like meditation, or breath work, grounding, getting up under the sun, getting your relationships right, your relationship with yourself first and foremost, and getting centered in your heart. Let's see. Yes. Here comes my brother. It's a little bright. Hey, there's my man. Axel, welcome, brother.
What's going on, brother?
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just getting up and enjoying the sun for a little while. And
Nice,
before it gets
nice.
too hot. How
It's
are
good
you
to see you.
today?
Good.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Been up for a while. Got my routine done. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm so glad you could join me today. It's really fun for me to start having a larger chronic community, because most of us are practicing sort of in isolation, but thanks to social media we can connect.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Cause I was just talking about that with Perry, um, about how I'm kind of more interested in the practice than kind of being being out so much, and kind of that's how you and I kind of started talking about me kind of wanted to speak a little more, you know. But it's
Yeah,
that. Yeah, we're just kind of just practicing right now.
yeah, that's the thing. It is like, you know, the whole thing with social media is such kind of a mixed bag. I'm sure you probably feel the same a little bit. It's like, it's built on all these algorithms that are meant to undo us socially and personally, you know, have us comparing too much. But there's also these other benefits of being able to connect with people around the world, who share, a like mind and path, So I just, yeah, I'm just thrilled because I've been feeling kind of lonely in this path, you know.
Okay.
And being able to connect with people like you, with Perry, with Devon a few times, and Ellie Tom and things, start to feel this vibration growing on the planet. And I was saying a minute ago, my teacher Ellie Tom was saying some years ago that he thinks that, and I believe this too, that we're all going to this place of a pranic lifestyle.
Mm.
The way I understand it, like this could be a fun conversation because I know we have a shared love of like
Yeah.
Mayan, history and mythology and all that kind of stuff as well. It's like the Egyptian stuff, and that there was a time in our distant past where we were all pranic and we were the pyramid builders, and we were basically all ascended masters. We're all gods, but we have to go through the discipline and the consistency to grow those things back.
Wow. Yeah. You have to get rid of to remember type. Yeah. That's powerful. Yeah. No, yeah, I was actually talking to Perry earlier today. Like
Awesome.
yeah, like we got to chatting because again we're it's good to see each other face to face, to know that that there are like-minded individuals out there that kind of are practicing this and cultivating that energy and just wanting to raise the collective vibration for everyone,
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good to it's great.
That's what it's all about, brother, for sure. It's about raising the vibration. When we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the Mother Earth herself and the other human beings around us, because we're like these quantum generators. And that's what all these practices, for me, I have done, is like help me root in and remember myself in a greater way, And I was just listening to, who was talking about this? I was listening to something on Merkaba, and this guy was, breaking down the science, and it was all stuff that he had vetted, research references for. But basically, the gist of what he was saying is light is intelligent, and our bodies are designed to, our mitochondria run off electricity and energy, and we have this idea in our mind from our habits and practice culturally and individually of eating for energy,
Right.
And that is one form of energy, but it's like one of the more dense forms. Have you ever listened to Master of Earth at all?
No.
Oh man, check him out. He's totally rad.
Yeah.
He's his brother from, I don't know where he lives, but he hasn't put out any videos or any information in like 5 years. But everything he's put out is spot on. It's unbelievable.
Oh wow.
And he just, is talking about how basically, sort of the social architects have been getting us to be more, indulgent over time, to the point of like there's so many people who deal with obesity and diabetes and all these problems from their habits, and that um, eating all these dense foods and like filling up the colon and filling up the root chakra, and the intestines, makes it so we can't process the subtler forms of energy like sound, color, light, air, you know, because they're all clogged up with this goo and mucoidal plaquing and, you know, undigested food. And so, you know, I wanted to like kind of ask you a little bit about your process and how, and your story and how this all started for you. Um,
Oh, sure. Yeah. Coincidentally, speaking about like clogged vehicles and stuff like that, I actually work in the body shop industry too. So, like for me, like the vehicle vessel, you know, it's flow, right? So you gotta make sure all them arteries are clean and everything's flowing properly. So all your organs could work properly. For me, brother, man, I was a big dude not too long ago. I was about 260, 270 pounds, and my thing was wanting to find out about energy. Coincidentally enough, I was wanting to know why I was needing 6 cups of coffee every day
mhm,
to
mhm,
function, right? Because again, we want to function in this 3D. So I needed 6 cups of coffee to function because I needed that outside energy to keep this vehicle moving. But I slowly kept kind of thinking about how this wasn't, you know, correct.
mhm.
So I wanted to find out about energy. So I just kept kind of listening to my body and started kind of working out. That kind of pushed me to eat different. Kind of started looking for different ways of nutritional ways to eat. So then you know you run across Dr. Sebi's stuff and other things of that sort. So I slowly started changing the food, which then my own body, because I was just only doing it like I was changing food only Monday through Friday. I'm sorry. So I was still eating regular, you know, the regular standard American diet, um, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Mhm.
But then my body pretty much started rejecting the Saturday, Sunday. You know, I was working out, I was putting more positive energy in my body. I was losing weight, putting more better food in my body Monday through Friday. So then when I was trying to do my little what we would call cheat day or whatever, um, my body just wasn't functioning with it no more. So it's like
Yeah.
I just kept following my body intuitively to leave more foods, realizing, you know, the denser foods wasn't processing right, realizing, you know, we never, like, our bodies don't digest it right at all, like certain foods at all, just doesn't belong.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's my body just kept pretty much rejecting everything, like at some point, and I just kept listening to it and wanting to find out more about energy, pushed me to kind of even breathing better.
Yeah.
Because like as I was working out, at one point, like I was just like I was exhausted. So I ended up, instead of watching TV all night and like eating at night, it was 2 3 hours of working out. You know, because I was that big and I was just forward focused. I wanted to figure that out, like to
Mm.
get thinner.
Awesome.
But through that, I was tired and I just started doing. I was breathing, like trying to breathe, kind of bring energy down and breathe, and that's how I kind of stumbled into like sitting in samadhi for a little while, and I didn't know about it, brother. Like I didn't know nothing about it. So I
Mm.
mentioned it to one of my buddies, Otis, and he's well read, and he's like, bro, like this is what you're kind of tapping into.
Mhm.
So I kind of kept pushing that. So that's why I kept pushing the breath, following the breath, and that led me to more of that. Um, but
That's awesome.
it's been wanting to find out why I needed outside energy when we should be the ones. We are energy, basically. You know, we don't need nothing else. Like we were fine, just as we were as children. And I say this all the time when my daughter's not wanting to eat because she's playing. It's like that's food. She's playing out in the sun. That's players' food. You know, as a child, like you didn't think about food, and that in itself is a energy. Thinking about food.
That's such a super good point, because I think everyone has had that experience, especially when they were kids, where they were having so much fun playing outside that they didn't even think about getting food
No,
until they're basic at the end of the day and they're really hungry,
if
or
that,
something like that,
if
you
that,
know.
right. Or we had to remind them to eat because again we were taught to eat.
Right.
So if we were never to have reminded them or told them to eat, they probably wouldn't have. It's the other.
Right. Totally. In Ayurveda, they have a saying: "Eat when hungry. Don't eat when you're not."
Yeah,
And
but
like,
so
yeah,
we got so like you said, everything is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's all we've ever heard, and so it's part of the. There you go.
yeah. And then it's just a habit. We're beings of pleasure and habit. So what is pleasurable, we habituate to. You know. And
Yeah.
it's interesting hearing your story, because there's a lot like mine, where I was, eating organic, but it was pretty standard American. I was drinking beer and eating breakfast burritos and burgers and all that kind of stuff. And as I got older, I just like started having less and less energy, or I'd eat something like that and I wouldn't be able to work,
Mm.
being a landscaper and everything, like just wouldn't have the energy for it. And I started sun gazing, because I had saw this guy, HRM. Do you know him?
Mm.
He's like the sun gazing guru. He just passed, from India. And he is actually someone who was under medical like supervision while he did, I think, a 412-day fast,
Oh.
consuming nothing. And they just like monitored him like the whole time, and couldn't understand anything different about him, other than the one thing they found was that his pineal gland was larger. It was like golf ball size, where most people's is like, um, like a marble size,
Mm.
you know. And um, whatever the case, I was like a consciousness explorer. I was
Mm.
like working with like, you know, I've always been, sort of into the shamanistic path. So I was working with, vision plant medicine and, psychedelic mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
And that, was like some of my first authentic instructions in spirit, having gone to church and stuff when I was a kid, a little bit, but not really feeling it, feeling like it was kind of a sham and some fakery, and everybody
Mm.
dressing up and acting, all holy for 1 hour a day, a week. And so I got into the, psychedelics and stuff, and that really helped me when I was a young person, because I was like dealing with like depression and stuff. And I know for me, it was like definitely connected with nutrition, because I was like, eating Taco Bell and, just what a lot of young people do,
Yeah.
and
What I was doing about 4 years ago.
yeah. How
Yeah.
old are you, brother, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 36.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that was me until, I guess, I was just about 30 when it, started to, like, I really needed to make these changes, and I couldn't figure out what at first. And so I started sun gazing and meditating again. And then I heard of my good friend Andrea and my wife showed me this book, The Raw Food Family, about this family, this Russian family who had all kinds of debilitating diseases, and they went on raw food, and then they took a year to hike the Pacific Crest Trail and just ate wild food the whole way. And they reversed all of their diseases. They, got, healthy and bright and strong. And hey, there's Perry now. Um, Yeah, you're welcome to join us if you want, Perry. I think we can do 3 ways. But uh, if you want to, we're just jiving here.
Yeah.
um, but so I started exploring with that, and I'd had the same experience where I was like changing my diet, and then like every once in a while I'd have a cheat. I'd like be like, okay, today I'm gonna get one of those breakfast burritos, and then I'd spend like the next 3 hours just like in pain, you know,
Oh wow.
and just couldn't do it,
Yeah.
um, and
Your body was definitely rejecting what you were doing. Yeah.
yeah, and it was this thing about energy. Like I'd eat that breakfast burrito, and then I'd have to like lay around and like roll around with my stomach for a couple hours on the job site while my buddies were working, you know, and it just felt awful, so that like instructed me to not do that anymore, and over time, like breakfast left, and then lunch left, and I'd heard about breatharianism, um, first from that guy HRM, but then there's a movie that came out a while ago, like maybe 10 years ago, called In the Beginning There Was Light, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy, Ray Mayor. Do you know Ray Mayor?
What's it?
He's an Israeli citizen, and went he underwent a breatharian process, a pranic activation, and back then they were a lot different than they are now. It was like 21 days, you know, and um, when he came out, he went on like Israeli TV, because someone had called him out as a sham, and he's like, well, let's prove it.
Mm.
And, so he spent, I forget, like I think 10 days under camera all the time,
Oh yeah.
make sure he wasn't eating, you
Okay.
know.
I think he came out in I think I know I just don't know him by name, but I think I do recall that story because I think it came out in the movie too, in the documentary, and
Yes.
yo I think on Netflix, Yoga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to, I'll have to
they
look
talk
for that.
about.
Yeah. So anyways, those things just like, I think people who are like pulled to this path, maybe you could tell me how you feel, just like they hear about that and it excites something in them. That's what it was for me, where I saw that people could do that, and I was like, whoa, that sounds like the ultimate.
Yeah, it was definitely like because I was finding out about it as I was going through it.